Hello and welcome to Tea Time. I'm Ginger Nelson, and today I have Dan Phillips with me, and he is here with the Alzheimer's Association. Welcome, Dan.
Hey Ginger, thanks for having me.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's always good to be here with you. It's going back to the dancing days. It's like every time I see you, I get a big smile, and it's like you're one of my favorite people. So it's good to be here.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we did the Dancing Stars event in May. Was it May?
It was back in May. It seems like sometimes it was a year
May
ago.
the 4th. No, it don't.
Sometimes it seems like it was just yesterday too. So, yeah, a huge event for the Alzheimer's Association. And when that event was over, I actually had a couple of people tell me, "So, well, you must be kind of taking it easy for a while. I hadn't seen you a whole lot." And I did take a little bit of time off after that, not a whole lot, but as we talked before, the Alzheimer's Association, we stay pretty busy over there, and the disease doesn't let us slow down, and so we had to kind of look ahead to see what we was going to do in the future.
Now, Darren, can you tell us what you do at the Alzheimer's Association?
I am the development director. I'm the one that's responsible for raising all the dollars. We budget locally here in Tifton, so 35 counties that we cover, we budget to help serve those people in those 35 counties. We're also part of the Georgia chapter, so the Alzheimer's Association, we're one of the largest private funders of research, so a lot of the dollars that we raise will go to research as well too, and so we partner with the Georgia chapter. They help us out in ways to kind of on a global or a bigger scale, and then again we're part of the National Alzheimer's Association, so that goes even on a further scale, and that's how we can get some of the big dollars towards research, to go towards research. Absolutely love what I do over there. I've been involved for 5 years. You know, I started out as a volunteer. My grandmother had Alzheimer's disease, and it was just, you know, we talked about it earlier, the caregivers are the ones that really suffer, and you know, came back as a volunteer and did some work for the Alzheimer's Association, did a couple fundraisers, and you know, realized how much fun I had doing it, how much, you know, the people that I got to meet, the good people. So when my previous job, when they closed the doors there in Albany, and I had a chance to come to work for the Alzheimer's Association, it just made sense. It was, you know, something that I loved to do. And when we first moved the office over here, the recession had really hit, had really set in, and we were struggling. But I got the office set up in Tifton because it is the center of our territory, and we got to reach out and we got to hire a programs person, somebody that can go out and do the programs and services that we offer, where it didn't fall back on me, where I could concentrate more on the fundraising. And then Bonnie Sales, who is our programs director, she goes out now and does the educational part, the answers to helpline calls, people that call into our office and needing help with whether it's where's a support group, or, you know, just finding out that their loved one has Alzheimer's. She can handle that now. So the way I tell everybody is I have to make all the money, and then she gets to spend all the money.
Yeah.
So, and I do want to say it's kind of a sad day over there. Bonnie lost her mom here a couple of days ago. She had Alzheimer's disease. Bonnie was very passionate about caring for her. She loved her so much, and has done so much for this community with Alzheimer's disease. So I just want to say that, you know, if you would say your prayers tonight, say a little prayer for the family, because it is difficult. It's, you know, they call it the long goodbye, and she knew that she was losing her mom a long time ago, but, you know, when it finally does happen, it was pretty sad. So,
excuse me. Well, I know she talked about her mother quite a bit, and that's what made her so passionate in the Alzheimer's Association.
It was, and you'll see a lot of that with our volunteers too, that usually they're affected by the, you know, by the cause. And Alzheimer's disease, you know, years ago we've talked about this, people didn't talk about it. They didn't want to bring it up. They didn't want to mention it. Not so much these days. People aren't ashamed of it, and they're telling people about it. And that's what we need. We need people to, we need the community. We need everybody to understand that, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You know, it's a disease just like anything else, and it's a disease that we have to find a cure for. We have to take care of those that have Alzheimer's disease now. But yeah, we have to find a cure for the ones that, you know, our kids' age and the and the grandkids that are taking care of their grandparents. You know, they don't want to suffer from this, and so.
Well, you know, I have to admit, Dan, that when you asked me, or they, Miss Letha asked me to dance in the Dancing Stars for the Alzheimer's Association, I didn't know a whole lot about Alzheimer's. And my mother-in-law cares for a gentleman who has Alzheimer's, and when I sent out the letter that I was going to be raising money and I needed people to donate to help this cause, she sent me back an email and says, I want you to come visit this gentleman with me so that you can see what you are
Firsthand.
raising money for. And so that made me, I guess, be a little bit more passionate in trying to help raise the money.
When you can put a face to the disease,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll sit here all day long and I'll spit out numbers of, every 68 seconds somebody develops Alzheimer's, or 200,000 in Georgia. But when you can put a face with it, it really tells the story. And, it does me good to hear you say, you even went the extra mile. You just didn't raise money for a college because you were dancing and, it was, you were asked to do that. You kind of dug a little deeper and you found out what you were raising dollars for. And Mr. Leon, there was a big article in the paper about him. We did another interview with him because that's what a great way to raise awareness. Somebody that doesn't mind telling their story. And at our walk this year, you're going to see on September the 28th, we've got a little girl whose grandmother was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's, and it broke my heart to read a story that she wrote. And so we reached out to her and we asked her, hey, are you willing to share this with, in front of a lot of people? And she didn't hesitate, to say yes. She was really, passionate about, this is unfair for me. It's, and she gives the stats too. And this, to me, is so wonderful. A 12-year-old can tell you 4% of people with Alzheimer's have early onset Alzheimer's. And her grandmother was one of the unlucky ones that she said that got it. But instead of saying, why me, poor me, she's gone out and she's doing something about it. And you'll hear some more about that at the walk. So people like Mr. Leon, people like Abby, who is very passionate about it and willing to put their story out there, it makes it easier for people like us when we're talking to others trying to raise dollars.
Well, when I was trying to raise dollars, you said it's not talked about a whole lot. I mean, it's coming out more these days, but it didn't used to be talked about a whole lot. But I guess I didn't realize just how many people are affected with Alzheimer's in their family somewhere, or they know somebody who has it. And, when I was asking for donations, I had one gentleman tell me, hey, my dad has that. I didn't have a clue.
Didn't have a clue.
So people deal with this.
And think about this too,
basis.
it's a pretty easy disease to hide.
Mm-hmm.
As we start to age, none of us are, as sharp as we used to be, but, if you missed a turn, a place that you always went to, or if you forgot an appointment, it's something you can hide.
Yeah.
You can just say, well, I'm stressed out, or I'm kind of a lot going on these days, that's what happened. And people do that, and then to take that even a step further, when the spouse knows about it or starts noticing signs about it, and if they have that attitude, well, I don't want nobody else to know, then they're going to hide it as well. They're going to cover for that person. And so I think it's something that you're going to see down the road even that, where we say age is the biggest risk factor, and it is. I think you're going to tell now that once somebody's diagnosed, well, I can look back 10 years ago and saw where they were starting to have some signs of it. And so with the research, that's what we need. That's what we need, somebody to have a breakthrough that can spot these warning signs early and find the drug out there that can possibly slow it down or prevent it.
Well, Dan, we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the Alzheimer's Association and events that are coming up where you can help with the Alzheimer's Association. We'll be right back.
Alzheimer's starts here.
In nearly 600 communities nationwide.
People are stepping up.
People are stepping up.
We are walking to end Alzheimer's.
We're recruiting our friends.
Who are recruiting their families.
Who are recruiting their co-workers.
We're raising awareness.
And raising donations.
To care for those living
with the disease. To advance research.
To support all
who are affected.
Together we can put an end to the
nation's 6 leading cause of death.
We're stronger together.
Together we can reclaim our future.
It's easy.
The end of Alzheimer's starts here.
Lead the way.
Walk with us.
Walk to end Alzheimer's.
Hello, I'm Staff Sergeant Joel Mercado from the 18th MP Detachment. September is Bicycle Safety Month, and I want to remind all you cyclists out there to wear your protective gear while riding. Remember, always follow all traffic laws while cycling, and at night, be sure to attach a white light to the front and a red light to the back of your bike. Please use caution when traveling in congested traffic areas. Enjoy your ride on Fort Huachuca and make it a safe one.
Good morning, Key.
Good morning, Kevin. Are you ready to go catch some fish?
Yes, sir.
Great. I tell you, that's a good-looking suit you're wearing there.
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, Frog Togs has got a suit for whatever you do.
I tell you, where's that nephew of yours?
I don't know. He's probably on his cell phone texting his girlfriend.
So what'd you tell her? You gonna miss her?
Yeah, next time you need to find one that likes to fish. Frog Tog. Whatever you do, there's a Frog Tog suit for you.
Welcome back to Tea Time. I'm talking to Dan Phillips, and he is with the Alzheimer's Association of South Georgia. Now, Dan, we were talking about Alzheimer's a little bit, and I know that you mentioned Bonnie, who's usually here with us, but today, unfortunately, she is not able to be here.
Right, with her mom passing, it was pretty sad. I did talk to her yesterday. She's holding up pretty well, and like we said before, really, understands it was coming, and she doesn't make it any easier, but for the last couple of years, I think she saw that things weren't going to get better. And
well, I have to say that the day before her mother passed away, she sent David and I an email. I had put in our new telephone directory,
I saw
the
that.
Tifton telephone directory, that a photo of us at the Dancing Stars, of Angel and I, and I put in there that
you made
plant
her day.
that plant sponsored, the Alzheimer's Association for the Dancing Stars, and she sent me an email telling me that someone from the directory, the first day that the directory went out in the mail,
got a helpline call.
We got a helpline call. Didn't know we existed. Didn't know that you existed, and she's been caring for her husband for 10 years.
Yep.
Okay, that just gave me chill bumps.
It did. That's and again, we talk about the dollars raised, and all that is important, yes, but the awareness, letting people know that we're here, and outside of Tifton, when it hurts me to hear people say, well, I can't believe there's not an Alzheimer's Association in Valdosta, or there's not one in Nashville, and we're like, yes, there is. You dial the same number that somebody in Tifton calls, and you're going to get Bonnie Sales, or you're going to get myself, and we're going to answer that question that you have. And that's funded by these events that we do. And so we go to Valdosta, for example, the reverse raffle that we're going to do down there to give away the 65 pickup truck. It's going to be dollars raised in Valdosta, and a couple of times we've heard, how come the office is not in Valdosta? And it's like, it costs money, and it's your office is in Tifton, and you call this same 1-800 number, you're gonna. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get it.
Yeah,
so,
just because you're in Tifton doesn't mean that you don't represent all of South Georgia, which you do.
Right. And we did our part, I think, a couple of years ago by moving the office to Tifton. When we were in Albany, we were a long way from Waycross, for example, a long way from Valdosta. That I get. As we expanded, and through no fault of anybody, I mean, we covered 9 counties when we first had the Alzheimer's Association in Albany, and Albany was kind of central to those counties. I mean, it was up in Americus, but then as we grew, all the counties became south and east of us, and Albany was, it's at the very northwest of the territory. So it just made sense to get it here, and people are listening now. So I mean, it wasn't. I don't mean to say that, picking on Valdosta, that they want, us down there, but people are understanding that now. We're getting over into Thomasville, and the other day I actually broke down the number of calls that we had outside of Tifton. The number from Dougherty County and Thomas County and Valdosta, and you'd be surprised at how equal they are. So we explained to them, we are local in Thomasville, and so when we do fundraisers over here, the dollars are staying local. We're helping these people that are calling us, and so people are starting to get that now. It's not this, going over there taking the money and running. To bring it all back to Tift County, say for example, it's they're seeing that it is being spent down there, and
if somebody calls that helpline, they get Bonnie, so to speak, actually, maybe somebody else.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they're going to get somebody. During business hours, we just hired an admin, Shanika Johnson, who has been absolutely phenomenal. She's there now. She's been trained to take those phone calls. If Bonnie's not there and I'm there, I'm trained. I can take those phone calls. But if it's after hours, if it's on the weekends, and things happen at those times, well, you can pick up that number and call 800-272-3900. And somebody's going to answer your telephone call, and they're going to, you could be in a panic state and just, maybe the first day your mom didn't recognize you, and you're just
somebody very
devastated.
Compassionate who has been through this. They know, they've been a caregiver. Bonnie was, she told me that she, of course she's a caregiver. Her mother passed away the day after she sent me this email, and she tells me that she talked to this lady whose husband is in the later stages of Alzheimer's, and she said she related stories about her mother to this lady, and that's what these people want to hear.
Comfort, just knowing they're not in it by themselves. And some of them, I tell the story of the one lady who probably knows more about Alzheimer's than I do. I mean, she really researched it, really read up on it. She was taking care of her husband, and would come to the support groups, would get our information, but I mean, she wanted to know. But one day her husband didn't recognize her for the first time, and she called the helpline number, and she just needed somebody to talk to, somebody to listen to her. There was nothing that we could do to make him recognize her, but she just wanted to know that she wasn't in it by herself.
Yeah,
and that's what we gave her. So I think it was important.
Well, Dan, the people can get involved. They can help.
They can, and we need your help. And that's, I can't stress it enough. It's the disease is not letting us slow down. And as great as Dancing Stars was, as great as the walks were last year, it's the fall in 2013, and it's time for all that again. So number one here in Tifton, it's September the 28th out at ABAC is our Walk to End Alzheimer's. I got over 100 people signed up already online.
Really great.
Yeah, it's going well. ABAC. Donna Campbell, the women's softball coach out there, has been phenomenal. She's our liaison out there and getting the walk site itself set up for us. And so we'll be out there on September the 28th. We're also doing a walk in Albany and Valdosta. The Albany walk is October the 19th, and the Valdosta walk is October the 26th. But with both of those walks, and this is what's pretty cool with my job, and it's another story I love to tell, we're doing 2 reverse raffles. We're giving away a 1966 Mustang in Albany, and then in Valdosta we're giving away this 1965 Chevy pickup truck. And with this truck here, we did the Mustang event in Albany last year. It was the kickoff event for their walk. We raised about $50,000. It was just magical. It was kind of like the dancing event. Valdosta wanted to do it, so I was looking for another vehicle. And to make these things work, you have to get the vehicles pretty much donated to you. I mean, you can't go out and spend big dollars on a vehicle and try to make any money. Well, the truck here, the guy's dad has Alzheimer's disease, and I saw the truck in a car lot on the side of the road.
And he looks very young.
And I went in and told my story, and he just handed me the car keys, just gave me the car keys, and says, the only thing he asked was I drive it in the neighborhood, get used to it before I take it out in traffic.
Really?
And just, again, I got to talk to him for an hour about, his story and, with his dad having Alzheimer's, and he couldn't think of a better way to help out than to, to partially donate this truck to us.
So, and that one is on October the 5th.
October the 5th, it's going to be at the Holiday Inn. You don't have to be present to win, but it's $100 a ticket. We're only selling 400 tickets, and that ticket will get 2 people into the event. We're going to have a band called the Mojo Poets. They play a lot down in Valdosta. And we'll have some heavy hors d'oeuvres, and then we'll be drawing out the tickets until we get down to the last one. The same way in Albany, that event's on October the 11th. It's going to be the following Friday night. It's in Lee County. It's at the new event center. It's at the new library at the event center. Those tickets are $125 a piece. Again, it's the same 400 tickets.
This is what, a 1966?
1966 Ford Mustang, candy apple red. It's
Who
gorgeous.
wouldn't want that?
Exactly. And tickets are going really, really well with that one. And
the tickets to these are 150?
125.
125.
125, 150 at the door, so,
okay,
so get them early. And the winner last year, a lady named Jo Ford, who won it last year, wasn't at the event. She came for a while, but she left. And as it gets down to the end of these events, people buy and sell the tickets. It gets pretty exciting. And somebody offered her $7,500 for a ticket when there was a couple left still. And so we had to call her, but she didn't answer her phone, and it's a good thing because she would have sold it, but she ended up winning it anyway. So it's something that I like doing with fundraisers.
So you don't have to be present to win?
Don't have to be present to win. They will be a good time. Like I said, 2 people get into the event with your ticket price, but you don't have to be there to win. So, and that happens. We sold several tickets in Tifton here last year for the Auto Quest here in town. Helped me out a lot. And sold some tickets, and some of those guys came, some of them didn't come. So yeah, you don't have to be present to win, but it is a good time. I mean, if you had a good time at Dancing Stars, you'll have a good time at this too, because it's just a lot of fun.
Well, Dan, we're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to tell you more about how you can get involved. We'll be right back.
We all know people with a family member or a friend who suffers with Alzheimer's disease, but there's a way that we can help them. Through a program called Music in Memory, the gift of a music player full of favorite songs can help reconnect people with Alzheimer's to good memories and to the people around them. And that's a ray of hope for a lot of people. If you love music like I do and you want to find out how to help Alzheimer's patients with the gift of music, go to musicandmemory.org.
Mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at 58 years old.
8 years into the disease was when all the light went out.
For me, it was heart-wrenching.
Looking into the eyes of somebody with Alzheimer's, sometimes you just don't see the person's soul is like gone.
And it takes a toll on everyone. I mean, it's a depressing disease to watch unfold before your eyes.
She actually thought those of us who were caring for her and who loved her most were her worst enemies.
More and more responsibilities fell on my shoulders.
This disease just ravages a family.
It changes your life.
The magnitude of it is indescribable. My mother taught me to be in the moment.
We have to live in the moment with them.
And I'm going to be with that person right now in this moment, wherever she is.
Now is the moment. If we work together, we can stop this epidemic.
Contact Bright Focus and learn more.
Hi, I'm Jamie Anderson, and this is my dad, Jerry Anderson, creator of Thunderbirds, Stingray, and Captain Scarlet. 20 months ago, Dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and has since become a strong supporter of the Alzheimer's Society. If you sign up for a memory walk, you'll be doing a huge amount to support the society and all it does to support those with dementia all over the country. Thank you.
My dad.
My mum. My grandma.
My father.
My granddad.
Who will you walk for this September? It's an amazing day out supporting people with dementia and their carers in your community. Sign up for Memory Walk and make it a day to remember.
Welcome back. We've been talking about Alzheimer's Association and how you can get involved on September the 28th. Come out and do the Alzheimer's Walk at ABAC.
Out at ABAC, September 28th. Registration's at 9 o'clock. The walk starts at 10. Encourage everybody, if you're going to come, to go ahead and register online at georgiawalk.org. You'll choose Tifton, and then you can just sign up either as an individual, you can start a team, you can join a team, and do a little fundraising between now and September 28th and help out the cause. Chris Beckham is going to be our MC
out there
that day. Yeah, we're pretty excited to have Chris. He's a great guy. He's always done, supported the Alzheimer's Association here in Tifton, has done it in Valdosta as well too. And so it's going to good to have him a part of it. And again, you're going to see this little 12-year-old girl tell her story and the reason why we walk, and you're going to come away pretty impressed, I think.
And this is just a leisure walk. This is not a race.
It's really, we're gonna tour the ABAC campus. Donna Campbell, they are so proud of the campus, and they need to be out there.
They've
done a lot of work out there, and so Donna and her softball team, they're going to be set up out there on the route, and it's about a 3-mile walk. Is what we mapped out last year, and it's going to be about the same this year. But again, it's not about the walk. I mean, if you physically can't walk 3 miles, come out there anyway, and enjoy the opening ceremony. Our favorite people are assisted livings. Maple Court, Cypress Pond. They're going to be out there. Southern Care is going to be out there. Donate us some food. We're going to have some coffee and water, and hopefully some donuts, and that type thing. Little finger food for breakfast, and it's early September. We're got our fingers crossed, but it should be a gorgeous morning. It should be, temperature should be great, and just get out there and fellowship with some people that are going through, fighting for the same cause that we're all passionate about.
Yeah.
So that's September 28th. I'm gonna go right down the list. The following Saturday, October the 5th, is the reverse raffle down in Valdosta at the Holiday Inn at the event center, the conference center. $100 a ticket gets 2 people into the event. Only selling 400 tickets, and you'll have a chance to win a 65 Chevy pickup truck.
And that's at 5:30 on October the 5th.
5:30 starts cocktail hour, and we'll start the drawing around 6:30. The following Friday after that, October the 11th, that's the reverse raffle in Leesburg, right outside of Albany, for the 66 Mustang. Those tickets are $125 a piece. And the same thing, we're only selling 400 tickets, and it gets 2 people into that event.
And you're having cocktail hour with heavy hors d'oeuvres and entertainment.
At both places, right. Down in Valdosta will be the Mojo Poets, and in Albany the Faith Jackson Band, who I think has been on WTIF before. Kristen has interviewed, I think, Faith, and really, she moved to Nashville for a while. She's a great artist, and you think 1 in 400 chance, that's not good odds, but you're going to have some good food, you're going to have some good entertainment, and you're going to have a chance to win. So, and then after that is the other 2 walks, the one in Albany, October the 19th, and then October the 26th in Valdosta, and then the following Saturday I'm going on vacation somewhere. So, again, not.
And then you'll have to start preparing for the Dancing Stars again.
Right, but that's where I'm going to get my past dancers together. I'm going to let you guys do a lot of the legwork for me there. No, just kidding. Again, it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but it's something that I absolutely love doing, and I'm surrounding myself with a group of volunteers, just like we did for the dancing event, and I couldn't do all this stuff by myself. It takes the volunteers, and they're out there in full force, and I just love doing what I do.
Well, I have to say that I appreciate you helping me be aware of this disease, because beforehand I was not.
We're all in it together, and we have some stickers that say the end of Alzheimer's starts with me, and it starts with each and every one of us.
That's right.
We have to get out there. If we can raise $1, go do it. If it's giving somebody our helpline number, our 1-800 number, and raising awareness, do that. If it's going to see Austin Scott and getting him to all the federal bills that are out there, the ones that are supporting Alzheimer's, getting him to support those. If you can do that, do that. Just anything that you can do, it helps.
Dan, give us that number again.
It's a 1-800-272-3900. And again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can ask for information about your loved one, or you can ask how to get a ticket for the Mustang event, or how to sign up for the walk. They have all the answers for you there.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being on the show with us again.
Well, I appreciate you, Ginger. Again, it's you're one of my favorite people.
Oh, you're sweet.
Well, to step out on the, step out like we did at the Dancing Stars event, never doing it before, and being that first group, I always said you guys would be special to me, and to see you take it even a step further now, and really get behind all that we do. I think it's phenomenal.
Well, I appreciate that. And you need to get involved with the Alzheimer's Association so that we can help find a cure for this horrible disease. We'll see you next time right here on Plant TIFNet's Wiregrass Channel 3.